Hey guys, this is Mark from parkflyers.com. Today we're looking at a brand new release from Traxxas. It's the Jato 4x4 brushless BL2-S. This is going to retail for $349.99. It is not really released yet, so this is a very early review of the car. We got these in stock today and we were so excited we ran out right away to test drive it. We did a complete run on the car, and I'm here to tell you that this car is absolutely phenomenal. Now, the ace that this car has up its sleeve is obviously going to be the handling. You know, the buggy configuration is the best type of configuration for any four-wheel drive car, and that's because you have the low center of gravity. It's a balanced chassis. The buggy wheels always have the best handling on them because they're very lightweight. In fact, if you actually put these on a scale and compare them to the Rustler 4x4 wheels, these are going to be a quarter of a pound lighter, which means the rotating mass on this car is much less. The clipless body is also lighter than the Rustler 4x4 body. However, this car is about half a pound heavier than the Rustler, but even though it's heavier, it does drive lighter and it handles a lot better. The chassis sits almost half an inch lower than the Rustler, so the CG is very, very low, and in combination with the tires and the new GTR shocks, I think this outhandles even some of the short course trucks from Traxxas, and it's pretty incredible. So the chassis on this is far above the motor that it comes with, and it does not need any modifications for the car to go straight. It doesn't need TSM for the car to go straight. I didn't need to change the camber links on this car. The only thing we did was we went from the 12-tooth standard pinion to a 14 just to get a little bit more speed out of the car, and we thought it was great. So this car really didn't need any type of upgrades out of the box. It didn't even need sway bars. We thought it might need sway bars. We were going to put them on the car just to show them off, but it drove so stable that it doesn't even need sway bars. It's going to be very exciting to see this car in the VXL format. It's definitely going to be able to handle the power. Now, we took this out, we ran it on asphalt, and we ran it on sand, and we ran it in the forest on pine needles, and it did great in every situation. It was running really good. And when we jumped the car, we noticed that it was neutral through the whole jump. It didn't have any weird characteristic. It didn't need any air management. You just basically hit the jump, let go of the throttle, and the car just did, flat. It was really, really nice. And we think it's one of their best jumping cars to date. Now, if you took this Rustler with the old Traxxas Ultra Shocks and you basically lifted it up a foot off the table and dropped it, you would hear a chassis slap on the wood. When we did this one a foot off, we basically dropped it and there was no thump. It did not hit, it did not chassis slap, and that's because you have high volume shocks on this. These are basically plastic versions of the GTR shock. They're much better than the older shocks. We hope that we're going to be seeing these on all the new Traxxas cars. It is a huge step up above the old antiquated, Ultra Shocks. These are really good, higher volume, you get better damping. This car lands so good off a jump, it's incredible. Handles amazing. Like I said, you're basically eliminating the need for TSM, camber links, and sway bars when you have a car that handles this good, and I'm dead serious about this. This is one of their best handling cars to date. Now, if you took a VXL motor and you put it in this car with a 3S battery and ran it against a Slash Ultimate around the track, you'd probably be running neck and neck. This is really that good. It's unbelievable. The aerodynamics on this are better than a short course truck because you don't have all that lift from the body. You have the body basically hugs the frame, so you're not going to have any of that weird parachuting or anything when you're blazing through anything. So the aerodynamics are a really big part of this. The wheels, these sledgehammers are absolutely phenomenal. Now, just to give you comparison, so the Rustler, this in the BL2-S format, we ran this basically on the stand here, and the wheels would wobble. That means that we're off balance. So if you look inside these wheels, we actually had to put clay in them to balance them. And on this car, when we ran it, all the wheels were balanced out of the box. These wheels and tires, they're new from Traxxas, 17 millimeter hubs. They don't need any balancing, and they run true. That means the car is going to run better, it's going to jump better, it's going to handle better, and they do not need balancing. Now, this car is slightly longer than the Rustler 4x4. It's a little bit more narrow, But overall, it's like I said, it feels like a much better handling car. It does everything better than the Rustler 4x4, and we think it's going to be a huge hit. Now, the cool thing about this car is that it has a really big wing on the back, and that's going to keep the back planted, especially at higher speeds. When you're going to put more power in this car, like a VXL with a 3S battery, that is going to be important. Now, you have basically 2 clips, 4 total on the whole cover. This cover is noticeably lighter than the Rustler 4x4 cover, and we really think it's a great design. Like I said, it makes the car aerodynamic, and it really manages the air a lot better than a short course body. So this thing, in really big jumps, it's going to fly through the air, and it's not going to have any weird characteristics at all. If you look at the chassis layout, it's a basically typical layout. It's got a plastic chassis brace that runs front to rear. It's going to make the car more stiff and definitely enhance the handling and just make it more consistent. Now, for this car, we ran it with the Mud Boss pack. It's a 35C pack. Runs a little bit better than the standard 25C. We got a little bit more pep out of it. It was very nice to run it with that pack. If you're going to buy this car, I do recommend the Mud Boss pack with it. It runs really nice, and it doesn't break the bank as far as cost. This comes with a standard 2075 servo. You can improve the servo. I didn't think it needed it. Car ran fine, but if you want a little bit more performance, you can go with the 2075R. It'll be a little bit faster and a little bit more durable. And we can't wait to put this car through more testing. We're going to actually throw a VXL in this car, take it out for a test, and report back to you on how this thing drives. I'm assuming it's not going to need too many upgrades when we run it in VXL format, and it's going to be super, super exciting. Now, we have these available. They're going to be available for pre-order on the website in the next day or two. I suggest grabbing one because they may sell out before the holiday. We don't know the ship date yet, so it's definitely coming soon. But if you order it, as soon as the shipping day is out, we're going to ship it 2-3 days before that so that you get it on time on release day, and or you can come to the shop and pick one up. So anyway, check the website for links. We're actually going to post links also below this video if you want to get the an order on a pre-release, and that'll be a good way to ensure that you get the car. Once again, this is the Jato 4x4. It is one of the best handling, one of the best jumping, one of the best overall, all-around new cars that Traxxas has made in the last couple of years. I am super excited about it. I know my customers are going to be very happy. And like I said, this chassis in this car is the star of the show. The chassis on this car, the BL2-S, is way past that motor. That motor, I mean, you could floor this thing and basically full throttle around turns. You're not going to flip it, and you're not going to upset the car at all. You could run it very hard in any situation, and it's going to really perform well. Now, I do hope they come out with paddles for this, because this thing ran great on the sand, but it probably needs a little, set of paddles in the rear just to get a little bit more out of it. Other than that, this is the perfect car, and we think Traxxas is going to do very well with it. Please share this video with friends, and comments below if you want one. Like I said, call 1-800-470-8932. You can order it by phone or go on the website. And anyway, thank you so much for watching. Have a great day, and we'll see you on the next one.